Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Want to thank everybody for showing up for this little stream here. That's really cool of y'all. This was kind of like a short notice thing. I was going to postpone this. Didn't want to do it this week. I decided to do it tonight because this was really like my one open night before I have to watch, of course, a great TV show coming on tonight. We all know what it is. I'm not going to drop the name, but it's going to be really, really cool. So the nerd in me is all excited. So. Also, because I'm impatient, I want to go ahead and get this video out for you guys. I want to get the stream for you all as well, because I want to hear feedback from the DCO community about this. And of course, I'm going to see in the comments in the YouTube comments on the forums, and of course here on the stream, that you guys can ask me questions or anything during, preferably after I do everything. Yes, rage. So. What you're looking at here is the DCUO Ultimate Skill Planner. It was created by Benedictus from way back, like year one, way back. And a couple of the screenshots were contributed by Lightning Strike. Benedictus doesn't play the game anymore, but I do wish him well in all of his other ventures. We talk from time to time. I was finally able to get the code from him. This code for this program was created in C# in Microsoft Visual Basic Studio. I haven't looked at C# since 2003 when I graduated high school. I passed my programming class with flying colors. Teacher loved me. It's good to be a teacher's pet. And I haven't looked at coding ever since, really. It's the rare occasion I go on my Firefox and I look at the source code and see how websites are made, see how they do some of the cool stuff. And the one trick I can do is I can read code very well. It might take me a little bit, but I can read the code, figure out where it goes and understand it, and then mimic it or improve on it. And this is exactly what happened with this program. It's when you look at the code, and I'll probably show the code like in another video or something, but when you see the code, even Benedictus told me that it was all over the place. He didn't really conform it better than he should have or he wanted to, and it's okay. Myself and my buddy Chris Gardner, Techno07, or Techno7 actually, he is the gentleman who worked on my website, who made it look really all pop and everything with all 3 pages of it. It's really love him for that. And so we sat down and I asked him if he wanted to do this project with me, and he was nice enough to. He knows more coding than I do. I mean, he created a lot of the code that simplified a lot of the things in this program. So, and luckily I was able to read what he did, understand it, and then mimic it and completely go all out finishing this thing up as fast as possible. I wanted to finish this up before the PlayStation 4 launch because I wanted to launch it before then. I got ahead of schedule with me finishing the program to get it up to date on where it is in the game, that it might be coming out before the PlayStation 4. Depends on when I send the program to a couple of my testers, when I give them the links and the program, and when they start looking at it. Once the testing goes, depending on how well testing goes to fix all the bugs that they find, then I'll probably release it as soon as possible. But the target date is still the PlayStation 4 launch, so yay to that. So, without further ado, that was the backstory of everything. The program is now up to date for where it is in-game. Everything you see in-game compared to the weapons, compared to the powers, it's all in this program. And so there are a couple of little things that we're going to talk about here. I'm going to show you guys how the program works, show you some stuff that I'm planning on updating this program, bringing something new to it, and something that's old that I'm just going to rework a little bit. So and also there was a question on the forums that someone had. They remember that this program was technically like a downloadable program, or it was on online. When this program comes out, it will be hosted on my website, Trexlight.com, and the Sourcecast page. It will be a little tab up there, and it will also still be a downloadable program. When we launch the program, when it goes out for public for everybody, we are going to start working on the mobile version of it. to post on the iPhone, the iOS, and the Android marketplace. It'll be a free program. I don't own any of the icons here, so I can't charge people, and at the same time, that would be really greedy of me, I feel. So it's for the community. It's going to be a free program for Android and iOS when we get that shipped out. There's no time frame for when we produce the mobile versions. We have no time frame yet, so just bear with us as we try to go through it. So without further ado, let's talk about the program. Yay! So here we are with the program. This is your front face. You're going to see here. They're created by and screenshot contributed. All that stuff down there will be edited, where it's going to have my name and Chris's name on there as well. Below, you have this save function. This is a save button. Then you have your home button. You have a reset or a start over, where it'll just zero everything out and you can start from scratch. And then, of course, you have the button that will close the program, so you don't have to go up to the X button at the top right. Now, your save button here, when you click on it, you will see four choices. You can save, load, form export, and cancel. The form export is going to have to be looked at. It's not going to be functional yet. Reason being is because when the form export, the coding for this was for the old forms of DCUO. Since SOE has changed their forum style, a whole new code is going to have to be done for the forum export. That it will be some testing to try and get that going, but that will be one of the things I work on as I go, trying to get the forum export button to work, so you can put it right there in your signature. Shows you all your stats, show you your tier, show you power, all that good stuff. So the forum export button will be a work in progress. Your save and your load. Whether you're using the online version or your downloadable program, you can save your build. Save it, put a name onto it, name it the Unicorn Power I Wish, and just save it to your desktop or whatever folder, and then you'll go into load, and it will load up for you. You'll load it up, and it'll show up just there. It is a weird-looking program, or a file, I should say. It's a weird-looking file name, and it's specifically for this program. This is right here is one of the things that you'll be testing. My testers will be making sure it's not broken or anything. So whether you're using the online or the downloadable, again, it works. You can load it from your desktop to the online, and it will show up on the web page just like it is, and you can save any changes that you do to it. All right. So first things first is the mentor section here. This mentor section was exactly what you think it would be. It would show you what the mentors are, a little story for them, and the tier that they have in their area. This is kind of out of date now. The reason being is because there's tier 1, tier 2. We're all the way up to tier 4. We're high up in tiers now. And so these are actually going to get redone. The way they're going to get redone is something that I've came up with, that I could show you guys the tiers, making sure you guys understand what the tier 1 to tier 2 and what the PvP gears are. Even the PvP gears are a little bit different because you don't have access to the Hawkman gear here. You just don't. So what I'm actually doing with this section, the mentor section here, is this. By the way, this change is not coming on the launch unless by some miracle I am a god and then I just work my tail off to try and get it done. But this is what I'm going to do with the mentor section here, is going to be a map area. This map area is going to be specifically for the Watchtower and the Hall of Doom. There have been many times on my channel, on Super Patriots channel, everywhere, probably even on the forums, that people have asked where something is in the Watchtower, where something is in the Hall of Doom. Well, I'm actually going to show you guys this because this is actually pretty cool. I worked on this today at work because with my job I have right now, I get distracted very easily and I can just work on Photoshop. Yeah, it's not my job description to work on Photoshop. It's just something fun that I do. So what you're actually looking at here is, in fact, a rough cut. Don't worry about the agricultural area or the Halls of Justice. I wasn't on game, and I completely forgot the area names, so those will be changed. This is a placeholder kind of thing. This is what I worked on all day today. DC Universe Online, it's going to be releasing, the target date is still PlayStation 4. Depends on how the testing goes with my beta testers. If I get good results and we fix a lot of the stuff through testing, then I'll release it earlier than the PlayStation 4 launch. But right now, the target date is PlayStation 4 launch, the same day that hopefully DC Universe Online comes out for the PlayStation 4. Crossing fingers. Or maybe the same date as the companion app. I don't know. That we have to discuss, won't it? We don't even know a date for that. So, this is exactly a map. This is what I've done in Photoshop. This is, again, this is all a placeholder thing. This is not something that's going to be concrete. But when you click on your hero side, if you're going to click on Superman, you click on Superman, boom, it's going to show you right here. It's going to show you the meta wing. And you'll go to the meta wing. There's going to be a tech wing. There's going to be a magic wing for each of them. So here in the magic wing, I basically added exactly everything on from the gameplay map. I took it, edited in Photoshop and everything. I'm showing you guys where the vendors are. I'm showing you guys where the vendors are, where the respec devices are. It's literally right here, hopefully where everybody can actually see it. The one thing I'm more really concerned about is how the font is, making sure it's the right size. Because right now, everything that you're seeing where the vendors are, that's all in like an 8 pixel font. That's an 8. It was 10, but it was too big, so I went ahead and shrinked it down to 8. So hopefully it's still readable. You'll have the vendor locations. The legend's going to be up top, where you even have where the portals are. People always ask, where's the FOS portal? Well, boom, it's right there. Just look at you can bring up your program, look at your map, or bring up your actual game map, whatever. You see your map where it shows you the vendors, where it shows you the teleport locations, even for the police stations. I'm trying to decide, there's a couple of other vendors in there that I'm trying to decide if I really want to put them in there. Especially in the Watchtower, there's a portal that leads to the Daily Planet and Hall of Doom. Those are like the specific meta level 30 missions that you have to go in there. I haven't decided if I'm going to put those in this map because it's really only class specific or really mentor specific, really. So, but right now this is exactly what it is. Don't worry about this arrow here. I took a screenshot and the arrow was in the screenshot, and I was too lazy to really go back and like, you know what, the arrow's there. It makes it fresh, it makes it pop. So, this is really it. This is what the meta wing looks like right now. I just have to change, of course, the Hall of Heroes and the Aquaculture. Those areas just have to be renamed, and I think I just need to place a couple of more stuff. I need to know right now. I want to actually get some feedback for this because everybody always asks me about when the PvP Legends kiosk. As you see, it's down here in the middle, and I have the reactor core area. Now, I'm trying to really decide where I could really put arrows, or honestly, with the people watching this right now, even leave comments section below on YouTube. Do you guys really want an arrow pointing at where the entrants are? Because also remember that this map doesn't really show like a bottom level. When I get to the central area, I have to pretty much do... I'm not really going to do the overlay for the war room down there. It's only going to show what the central hub is. But I put the reactor area there, so hopefully people understand that the PvP Legends kiosk is in the reactor core area, which... Dotted lines... Where's a piece of paper? I can do that. Dotted lines would probably work. I mean, there is that open area that is in between each spot. I might put a reactor core area, maybe in parentheses, below or downstairs. I don't know. If it was a 3D map, it would be a lot easier, wouldn't it? Say squares on the doors on the lower levels. Okay. That could work. Okay, I can do that. That will work. All that is noted. Okay. So, feedback. What do you guys have about this? A shader. Okay. Shader could work. Okay, I can do a shader. Path down displayed somehow. I think the dotted lines may be able to do the trick. Yeah, that will probably take a little bit of finagling on my part, really. But yeah, okay, I can definitely see this because I mean I already know exactly where the entrances are on the map because they're. It's just I just want to make sure that people are getting confused. So yeah, I'll probably put like dotted lines, like a dotted box or something on each side showing where the entrances are for the reactor core, and then probably putting the legends up there that the boxes are the entrances to it. I mean, I have room on the legend. I just really, again, decrease the font. I mean, and can everyone actually read that font? It's when you actually have the program open, I'm sure you'll probably be able to see it a lot better. I don't know how well it is on the video stream right now. But yeah, this is all placeholder. I did this in an 8-hour day. Let's go with like 7 hour. Yeah. Okay, so yay to that. I will increase it as much as room as I can, but I'm really happy with it. Oh, and the aquaculture, if you can just forget how I named it, in that section as well, I'm going to post where the hairstyle vendor is, because everyone wants to change their hairstyle. Come on, you know you do. You know you do. Oh, for the Android phones. Oh my god. Jeez, it's gonna hurt. So there's the plan for how I'm going to do the maps for the Watchtower and the Hall of Doom. I already took I took the pictures of the Watchtower yesterday. I did this. I literally did this map today at work, just sitting on my laptop, and customers kept getting mad, and I don't care because the customers can wait. This was more important to me. But okay, so don't worry. The Watchtower and the Hall of Doom, again, will be part of this in this map area. An idea I had for that little map thing is make it interactive. I pretty much put a blank map on there and then a legend on the side saying you want the teleporters. Alright, teleporters. Click. All the teleporters are going to show up. I can actually probably put that back so everybody can see. I was going to put a legend somewhere. And you can click on vendors. Tier vendors. Click on it, and then boom, all the vendors are going to show up. Yeah, a legend system like that, making it a little bit interactive, or you can just see all. That kind of coding is going to take a little bit of time. I think this map placeholder for the system will be fine until later on down the road. Yeah, multi-check checkbox kind of thingy. That's that's right. That's exactly what I'm going to be looking at. So this will be work. It's going to be fun work though, because after I was coding, I was having so much fun with it. This is going to be great. Add or subtract layers by using checkboxes. Well, that's exactly what I was going to do. I was going to pretty much have the way on how C# was going to let me was actually I could probably the sub layers too. Yeah, that actually would have been a hell of a lot better. So with the coding, I was probably going to have to just have the meta map right there when you select it, and then the first in the coding, the first layer, the first line of coding would be if checked vendors, and then the vendors would pop up and then they would go away. The checkbox coding, I haven't really worked with it before, but I do have it written down. It's a good idea for everybody. So I do have it written down that I'm going to try and do that kind of coding. It's just going to take a little bit of research to figure that out. Because like I said, I can read coding and I can mimic it. Creating it off the top of my head, ain't going to happen. Just ain't going to happen. Alright, so that's my idea for the mentors area. It's going to be changed. But again, putting the maps in here, there is no definite timeline just yet. If I can get it out for the PlayStation 4, go me. If I can't, I will definitely try and get it this year. Well, Silver, show off. So, alright, so let's move on to the next area, which we have our movement modes. So the movement modes have they have been updated. All of them. Acrobatics, flight, and super speed. They have all been updated to where they are in the game. And when you select, say we select acrobatics, just like in game, when you're in the skill planner, you can only select one movement mode. You can only do one. So once you put a point into acrobatics, you cannot put a point into flight. You can't put a point into super speed. You just can't. So until you deselect out of that, and then you can go back and do everything else. So you can only really do one movement mode, just like in the game. So understand that. But of course, you can save multiple builds and have yourself a fun time. So when you click on acrobatics, you're going to get your description over here, and then you'll see up here you have your skill points spent, and then you'll have acrobatics total, which you can only spend a max of 15 in this tree, just like all the other trees as well. I think they're actually all 15s. When you highlight over one of the icons on this description side, you're going to see the name, and you're also going to see the required level, all the stuff you would see in game. You're going to see all the information for it. You'll even see the player versus player down there as well. The font for how all this, the font size for all of this may seem a little small. That might be something I look into as much as I can, because once I change the font for one, it's going to change the font for the rest of them in that section. And some of the stuff, especially Celestial, it's so long it can get cut off on the bottom. So the font is a little, it's okay. It's not the best, but we can try and increase it a little bit if we start hearing feedback for that. I mean, and of course, it's all just the same. So yeah, you just put points all over the place, and boom, just like that, just like that. So there's your movement modes. You got acrobatics, you have your flight, and you have your super speed. Love my super speed, love it. I'm not going to tell you how long it took me to get these changes done, because there are a lot of changes. Now I'm going to have to make sure I stay on the ball updating all this, because I mean, I think I covered like maybe 10 updates trying to get all this stuff done in 2 DLCs. 3 DLCs. I think 3 DLCs. So we'll just go and keep points in. Oh, let me actually. And when you deselect, just select and select. To select, to put a point into one of the skills or the powers, you're going to right click. I mean, you're going to left click, your left click button. You'll left click to select it. You'll right click to deselect it. Okay, just like that. Back and forth, back and forth. Now, as you see on the top, when you spend a point, it's skill spent and the total that you spent into that tree. Okay, I have it where when I have all of these down here, and all of a sudden, like, you know what? I don't want to put points in the acrobatic. I don't care about it. You can go all the way up top and deselect the top one, and they're all going to be gone. Now, say I did the same thing. Oh, that's broken. Oh, you're broken on me. Why you're oh, okay. Look, I found a bug. I gotta fix that. Neat. So, if I deselect that, boom, done. It's how that the points are actually like. It's how they're tiered, where you need, and to get into this second tier, you need to have 1 point. To get into this next tier, you need to have 2 points. So, technically, we could have. Okay, well, that's broken too. Yay for that. It's how it's tiered off. There's going to be a lot of right-clicking, pretty much. Do a hardlight DPS with 159 skill points. I don't even know. What? That's insane. I don't even have that many. Why do I even expect that? Okay. And this is what's another cool thing. Ooh, there's actually... something is broken with this. Let me start over. Because that wasn't supposed to happen. I had -3. That was weird. I don't know where that came from. Testing. Yay! Now, and down here, when you actually go into your movements and your powers and your weapons, you're going to come over here, your power points, and you'll have your skill points. They're going to be down there on the bottom. What's really cool is that with the power points, let's say we get another DLC, we get more DLCs, and we increase power points. We now have a total of 30 power points. Skill points, you have 159, boom, 159. Congratulations, you have 159 skill points and 30 power points you can use willy-nilly. So you can change how many skill points you have If you have the max of 250 or whatever the max is, change it at the bottom, and you'll have access to all of those skill points. If you only have 12 skill points, then you only have 12 skill points. You can only do so many. I mean, let's see. We're pretty much gonna get stopped at 12. I can't put a point in there because I don't have one more. Oh, I gained one, so I can now spend a point on it. There you go. So you can custom this to how your character in the game is. I have 99 skill points. That's how many skill points I can play with. That's how many skill points I can use them in the movement modes. That's how many I can spend in the weapon trees. And we'll get the weapon trees in a moment. And of course, delete all that stuff. And yeah, let me go back up to 60 now. So, any questions on the movement trees whatsoever? Anything that you would like to probably see different about it or anything? Actually change this back to 15. 30 PowerPoints. Think of the action bar with that. The PlayStation 4 doesn't have enough control buttons. With us, we can always hit like control, we can hit alt. It's weird. So, the movement modes were one of the first things that I worked on with this to get it up to date. Because once the movement modes got updated, that's when I had access to the code, and that was the first thing I really wanted to get done. It was tough. Above skill point, where you type in your skill points, put an X and Y. Spent in total. Okay. Let me grab another piece of paper because this one ran out. It was like a scratch thing. Let me get my SOE Live notebook. Love this thing. I've been using it non-stop. It's actually where a lot of my code come from. If you guys follow me on Twitter or Facebook or even Instagram now, I've been posting pictures of how these trees have been looking in my notebook. And I've been posting. I might even post more pictures because some of them were just like, you look at them, it's like, what did Trex do? Can he even write? It was like scientific jargon if you've been watching Breaking Bad, like that. So you're asking for a spent and a total, just all together down below. Okay, I can do that. Let me get rid of this page. Spent / total skill points. Okay, we can do that. I mean, yeah, I can definitely look into that. That's a good suggestion. Good job. Yeah, yeah, most of it is. I can see where where you're asking about that. I can definitely see it. Okay. Character build section per se, but would be considering the addition of mainframe mobs and benefits to. Oh, that's yeah. So Batson has a good point. The mainframe mods and the benefits to the builder. Whew. I would have to see how I would even design that. Let me just pretty much just call this home turf mods in program. I can tell you now, my home turf, I don't really do too much of my home turf stuff. I mean, I got supply drop, but that's really it. But that is absolutely right, Batson. The mainframe mobs are something I'm definitely going to look at. It's going to take a little bit of gameplay time to do some testing about that. Yeah, exactly. I didn't think of it. That's exactly why I did this. Because you guys are coming out with good things I don't even know about. Do you have a test version for mobile and maybe for the app for iPhone? The mobile version, I'm not sure if we may have a testing phase. I'm not 100% on that yet. We don't even have a launch target for a mobile version yet. I can tell you now that once this testing is done and this is out online and once it's able to be downloaded to the public, that's when myself and Chris, my partner who I'm working on this with, we're going to start looking at the mobile version. The mobile version is going to really be, it's not going to have the bells and whistles. It's pretty much going to have your movement modes, your powers, and your weapons. It's going to be like downright basic. So we're still trying to figure out how we're even going to design it, because one of the things that really works for an app, especially on mobile, is it has to look good. It has to function correctly. So we want to make sure it looks presentable. Color mods. Actually, we'll get into the colored mod stuff in a moment. I know exactly where you're going. It's all right. There's your movement modes. Let's go into powers. Here we have our powers. Yay, powers, right? Yeah, rock on. As you see, I have updated it to have not Earth was the last addition to this power. I have added Quantum, and we have added Celestial. Quantum. Now, these icons for these placeholders here are actually, I don't think Earth is there, but these placeholders are actually from DCUniverseOnline.com. On their on the top page, when you go into the power section, it's all there. It's up there. That's where Benedictus took the icons for these. For Earth, I'm not really sure where he grabbed that one, but for Quantum, I had to grab like the little icon from their webpage talking about the DLC. And for Celestial, I just found a picture of some stars. Done. Thank you, Meps. Yes, I will definitely add the new power removed. Actually, until we know about the new power or anything, I'm going to try and get this done just for fun, really. I'm going to try and get this done before launch so I can have it out. But right here is going to be the unicorn power that we all want. Unicorn trinket, whatever. I'm calling it a power. Nice little My Little Pony image right there. It's going to be great. SPAC, the power crit, that's one thing I'm actually going to change. The stealth portion right here, stealth and the power crit are both the same, and they really share the same number. So I'm actually just going to give a nice big slash to stealth here and just make it stealth / power crit rating, so I don't have to add another bar. If stealth and power crit rating were like two different numbers, then I would have to add another section to it. But because I don't want to add another bar down there, I'm just going to combine it with stealth. So, don't worry. I did think of it. I just didn't put it in here before I came up with that. Tell me ahead. The only time I'm able to know ahead of time would probably when it hits test server. Maybe even 5 minutes before it hit test servers, because that's how he works. That's how he works. Reorganize them. Tank, troll, heal. I can try. Because there's now 3 powers, I have to remember. Yeah, I can probably do it long ways, because these are like these because of how everything is on the side to them, how this area is. So I may just put like all tank, all healer, all controller. I can probably do it that way. Moving these icons, I have to make sure that I don't hurt the code either. That's the #1 thing I definitely don't want to do, because but yeah, reorganize them for specific roles. And even probably like naming each category. I don't have a problem with that one bit. Let me write that down as well. I will take a look at that. It is possible. Yeah, it's possible. Okay, 2v2. Yeah. Okay. 2, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1. Yeah, pretty much exactly how it is. And that also leave room for a 4th area power, just in case they come out with that. By roll or release. I'll probably do it by roll, just so everyone can understand. I'll probably even label them. The one thing that we did as well, in here in the description, and you'll see it in the gadget, you'll see it in ice, all over the place, is that we added this area called possible roles, DPS and tank. It is kind of small. Again, it's just how the font is for all the coding for these description areas. But yeah, probably section them off. Powers. Section them off for roles. Section per roles. I can do that. Done. That is a noted. That'll work. I'm just going to put you over here now. All right. So let's look at fire, because fire was one of the 4 powers that actually got the update. So when you select your fire, when you can highlight, when you come into this page, first off, you can highlight over each one, and you can see the description. You can see you can see the tree names and everything. It's all just there. When you have to left click on it to actually select it. When you select it, you'll just click your tree, even your iconics. Okay, I did find this out before the stream started. I didn't put the number here, and it's actually broken, so I have to fix that. But that will be fixed during testing. So yeah, I found something. So here you have your tree. You have your ignition tree. All right, your ignition tree shows everything that you have here, what the tree grants, what your tank role is, and even what your PvP role is. The PvP role had to be, well, you can see it's actually cutting out for some reason. I have to change that. That's not cool. That's not cool at all. I'll just have to probably just increase the actual box that it's covered in. But yeah, you'll have all your descriptions here. Now, when you put your first power point into whatever tree it is, you'll see here in your stats box that shows critical attack chance +1 and your health +25. That has to be changed as well. Damn bugs. So yeah, it's 35, not 25. Look, another bug. And then you just go all willy-nilly. Now, of course, it's just like how it is in game. You can't really select all the way down here until you select it here. All right, you have to follow the arrows. Follow the arrows. And then, of course, if you just want to scratch the whole thing from powers, just go up to the top and just deselect it. It would be helpful that you're updating all the power descriptions soon. It is very helpful, because now I have to take a look. I will have to focus on that. So just be sure to please tell me ahead, like, just try and like nudge me or something, like, hey Trex, you know that thing we talked about? It's coming tomorrow. So I can at least cry for an hour before it actually happens. But a lot of the description stuff I know a lot of the, of course, you guys had in the developer discussion area, and the players gave your feedback, and can't wait to see it. Exactly. You know I love my crying time. I want my crying time in advance. So there you go. These are your. This is pretty much it, and it shows, of course, your PowerPoints. You have 10. I think the PowerPoints I'm going to probably do the same thing with the skill points as well, and power. We can do power as well. So, and then of course you go over here to immolation, and it's the same thing on how it is in game. The more points you have in one tree, those are the specialized tree stats that you're going to get. So if we start putting points here all over the place, once we put enough, well, apparently it's not going to work. Huh, it didn't happen. That's awkward. Very awkward, so I have to fix that. Let me actually go to nature and see. Oh, can't go to nature because I have to select out of that. Let's go to nature and see if that works. I haven't touched that in a while. So we put points in there, and you can see that stats did change. Go into shape shifting. We'll start putting points here. And you see, right there, we have 4 points into shape shifting right now. And right now the stats are showing what we have in the plants tree. The 7 attack and 2 healing. We put the point in here into the shape shifting tree. The stats change to critical attack chance and critical healing magnitude. So, just like in game, those are where your stats are going to be. The more points you have into one tree, those are where the stats are going to be. And we'll just select out of that. Then the iconic powers are exactly what you think it is. You can put a point into all of these, and you'll see the stats are going to increase exactly on how they should be. There you go. Fun times, right? Fun times. And you have to deselect. I might actually put probably an icon here, just like how I do with everything else. Probably just like a reset instead of everyone right-clicking all these, that might be something I can implement. An iconic reset button. That's a lot of clicking, if you do that kind of thing. Okay. So let's go down here to Celestial, because this is actually one of my pride and joys. I'm really happy on how it turned out. Looks like these icons are actually smaller than the other ones, aren't they? They're really smaller. Wow. Didn't notice that before. Oh well. Let's see. Could you add a small field or label window where it tells you what your currently dominant specialization is? I will make a note and see if I can. Let's see about current dominant tree. That's pretty much what I'll call it. So, I'm not really sure where I can put it. Maybe I can put like maybe a star. I can probably put like a star beside the trees itself over here on the top to show which one you're more you're actually specialized in. So I can probably do that. That'll work. Definitely. Okay. Will base stats be included? Base stats, do you mean like basic stats from just gear, or do you mean like from the mainframe stuff? When you say base stats, now it gets kind of convoluted. Celestial icons, they're so cute. Don't worry, it's the size. They are so adorable. Let me actually tell you about this, because I grabbed them all from Photoshop, because I took a picture of each tree, and that was a pain in the ass. So I had to grab the icon pictures from these buttons from here, from these that we have in a folder, and I did it for Quantum first. So I grabbed the Quantum, did the whole crop them, copy, brought them over, and increased the size so it matched the original trees. Then I just found like this Tachyon burst icon. I copied that, and then I copied that, and then I put another icon in front of it, increased it. So technically, if done wrong, these actually should be decreasing as they go. Theoretically, if I do a horrible job at Photoshop. I have to add that arrow. Silly me. Don't grab an arrow. So the base stats, as in before you wear gear or add skill points. I will look into that. Well, I have 10 characters. If I take all the... Oh, God, I don't even want to... I'll probably do it on test server when it comes back up. That sounds a lot easier to do. So, base stats. Or, aka, naked stats. Call them naked stats. I will look into that. I think I can probably easily add that. I can add that if there is if every character without skill points, if they are naked, if every character, no matter role, no matter gender, no matter whatever, no matter power, if the base stats are equal, if they're all the same across the board from all the characters, then the base stats I can add that as a default to the skill planner. I can add as a default. If the stats are different compared to different people, now at the same time I would have to add these stats in comparable to, oh my god, I would have to level a character 1 to 30 if I want to. God, that is, I just got fear. So I can pretty much add a section for a level where it's like, if you're level 1, this is your base stats. If you're level 2, this is your base stats. If you're level 10, this is your basic stats. That would be something else. But I haven't noted. I will look into that, because while I'm at work, I do nothing but look at stupid stuff anyways. So I will definitely look into doing something like that. Just probably requires me now to create another character. Yay! A shield for fire? No. As a fire tank, I refuse to shield. I refuse to block. I don't block, sir. I am the fire tank that dies, and healers hate me, but raids love me. Sorry. I block when I need to, but I hate blocking. Makes me feel lazy. So this is Celestial. Like I said, this stuff, wow, this stuff really did cut off. I'm not really happy with that. So yeah, oh yeah, they were gonna cut off too. So yeah, this is a really fun power to begin with, but even with the tree, it was really something cool as well. So yeah, I know people are probably, it might be a little small, but even I thought of it, the fact that when I took these pictures from the test server, I grabbed the descriptions and everything from the test server and then compared them to live. The pictures here where all the powers are purple is because I was a villain on the test server. If you're a hero, they're all like this yellow, whitish tint. I'm not going to change the color. I'm not going to add a feature where it's like, oh, if you're a hero, click this, it's yellow. If you're a villain, it's going to be purple. That's some coding that I don't want to do. But these are your powers. These are everything. I have to take another look just to double check some of the descriptions. I know the changes to the description powers are going to come, but I need to just go ahead and update them to where they are in game now. Just because I just want to be that guy. I just want to be cautious. I want to be safety. But are your any questions on powers or anything that you guys want to see? Exactly. The powers are literally not the same. Every tank has a different aspect. Ice tanks, they shield. Earth tanks, they have a pet that mitigates the damage. For fire tanks, we have a very high health pool. Very high health pool. We have no damage mitigations. Our job as a tank, our job as fire tanks are literally to tank. We take every single blow given to us. And most people can see fire tanks being one of the hardest to tank because how this is going. Thank you, Meps. Thank you. But again, any final thoughts on the powers before I move on? Anything that you would, any suggestions or anything? The powers spent / total for PowerPoints, I can definitely add that. That's definitely gonna happen. Yeah, because I can derail easily. Got the wandering of a sloth. It's not too in-depth. Alright, so there's your powers. Next up is weapons. For weapons, on this page here, you are going to have select a starting weapon. When you, of course, create your character, you're going to be able to select what weapon you want to use first. The weapon you use first, you're going to have an automatic free point in that first point for that tree. So right here you can add well, for my character, add a highlight of power. The highlight, I'm sorry, I'm gonna go back. For most people, the highlight for the powers are the descriptions. In the descriptions of the powers themselves, I can probably put in my own words what the power could be, how the power is used as. Especially down below it says possible roles. It's a DPS and tank. I'm going to do that section thing where section off where these are tank powers, these are healing, these are controller. What can be taken next in the tree? That's what the arrows are for. Technically, it's pretty much a tree. You start at 1 and you work your way down. The arrows here all show you what you can go into next, kind of a thing. Works just like the game. In the game, all the powers are pretty much black. You can see some of the image, but it's all black. When you put your first point into the tree, that's when you can see the next row. It becomes a little brighter, but it's still dim. That's the next section. I couldn't really do something like that for this tree because that will add an extra set of coding behind this coding. And even this coding, especially the right-click coding, is god-awful. I hate working with right-click coding. It was the worst idea that could have ever been done with this, but we stuck with it because it was useful. And that is the beauty of it. Yeah. But don't worry. Just like this, it's a tree. So you put a point into your first tree, you can't go into your next section until you put your point into the next part of it. But at the same time, that's it. It means right-click. You can, when you do this, play with it. See what you can put a point into, what you can skip, what you can't. All right, back to weapons. So I'm going to choose, my first weapon was actually martial arts, so we'll use martial arts. That's my starting weapon. As you can see, selecting your starting weapon is going to change your stats to wherever it is in the tree, okay? Let's go back to martial arts. So once you select your first starting weapon, it's your free skill point. It's free. Boom, you're done. So we can go into martial arts and see that is actually not highlighted. That's awkward. Martial arts, why are you doing this to me? See, Bo's done it. Martial arts, I don't know why you didn't do that. Martial arts, you're going to be taking a look at now. But there, okay, so I did Bo. So as you see, Bo is my free point. The weapon trees have been updated to where it is in-game. All of them moving, all the icons and everything. Oh, God. Whew. This was my crowning achievement of coding, of getting the weapons done. Because it was a long and rough road, and even adding shield, it was a rough road. You probably see like some discoloration here, because this is like a lot lighter and this is darker. That's because these pictures were done at a different resolution. And how it was Benedictus or whatever did it this way. These shield icons I did, and so they're like a little different. They're a little different shade. It's a different shade of life. Now, one of the things I want to point out as well, that you only see a certain part of the trees here. The new innates that they added are going to be on this new section, on this next page. This next page is going to be right here. They're all there. The second tier innates are right here. They're all good. It's all good to go. So right now during this testing, and I'm probably going to keep it going into live as well, depending on when I can get around to fixing it. But of course, when you go onto these trees, you can't select anything down below until you go further down. All right, so you can't really click anything here. The same way is for the second tier innates, but because on where they are, I haven't coded it correctly. So you can technically in the skill planner, you can go in there and just start clicking willy-nilly without going through the tree phases. And even when you reset it, these are not going to be reset. They're got to be reset by hand. It's still, like I said, it's still a work in progress. It's coding that I got done with it, and I was like, I'm taking a break. I'm done. I'm done for a while. I'm out of here. I'm leaving. I'm gonna have an ice cream cone or something. Just done. But now I'm gonna have to come back into it and get the second tier innates done. So they're all going to be on the next page. Each weapon has the next page. Okay? So, and they all work. You can see in the stats tree down there. They all work. 42 health. I mean, look at there. Isn't it great seeing what the stats are that you can see? It's like putting 6 points into the health gives you 42. First off, if you're a math genius and you already figured this out, then leave me alone. But let's say we go over to brawling that has health. We'll come all the way down here. Boom, 3 points. Puts it all the way up to 102. Yay! 102! It's excitement. It really is. And I have no idea where the other points were. I don't know where I went. And yes, there is a bug where if you're like on the next page and you try to go to the next section, this arrow in the name is going to stay. And when you click it, it's going to be blank. It's a little annoying bug, but I have to research on how I did that and how to fix that. This whole next page thing was kind of like, it was a pain and a half to try and get it correctly. It was. So when they add the next tier of innates, I'm going to throw a rock at Meps. I'm going to throw at your knee. It's going to be okay. It's going to be like a little tiny pebble. Not a boulder, but you know, it's going to be something else. So, and yeah, see, silly little bugs like that. It's weird. But I mean, if you like double click on it, it's easy. It shows up just fine. See, even the next page thing stays when you exit it. But Bo was the first one that did it, and it worked well. I had to copy everything else. So, but yeah, there are all your weapons, all in your next page, and you just click on the previous page, and you just go back and just keep working on what you do. Now, like I said, as you see in the cunning tree here, it's boost critical power chance by 1%, increase stealth by 1. They're both 1. All right, they're both a 1. If critical power chance was like by 2% and stealth by 1, I would have to come down here and add another section, probably like decrease these, move them over more, and add another column so I can add the power chance. But because the power is with stealth and it's only a 1, it's not really a big difference. I'm just going to come down here to stealth, add / critical power chance, and 1's going to be right there. So you can see it's going to be, oh, you get a 3 stealth and a 3 power critical chance. Just conforming. That's all it is conforming. So any questions about the weapons? You want it alphabetized. You hate me, don't you, Batson? You hate me. Critical power chances. Okay. It's like you meant like alphabetize every stat. I'm like, I don't want to do that. That looks like work. But even when you go down the tree when you go to the second item for shield, permanently gain 3 dominance. Boom, stats right there. Critical power chance in stealth. The OCD wants it that way. I can definitely live with that. I can do that. Alright, so nothing else about weapons. We're all good with weapons. We all like what we see. The second tier stuff was quite fun to work with, because especially it was 6s. So look at there, 12 vitalization. It's going to be great. It's alright. The icons here are going to will be shrink down because these weapons here are all from the website again, from DCUniverseOnline.com. The shield weapon was not. Shield weapon doesn't have an icon on the page. So what I had to do was I had to go in game and find like a basic shield style and do some Photoshop work, and I think it worked out. Maybe they will add where only power crate increases or stealth in the future would save you time for later. Yeah, exactly. If they do add another stat, I would slide it over, no problem. I might even do that, like you said, Spac. I might even do it just on the off chance, just in case. But once I start hearing rumors about that, it will probably work. Armories. Define armories. You mean like tier gear? Is that what you mean? Some specializations give stealth. I think gadgets will have to probably be 1. Yep. Stealth. Oh, touche. Well, there you go. I have to change this now. Let's actually see that. Yep. Okay. There you go. Quinny found it right there. I'm gonna have to. Poo. Yeah, exactly. What I could was. There's the thing. Everybody in chat, would everybody be okay with getting rid of stealth? It's not something that's. Is it useful for everybody? I don't. I mean, I don't use it. Even with my gadgets, it's like, stealth is there. Stealth, yeah, okay, so we'll get rid of stealth. Exactly, the armories, the skill planner and the armories are going to are not going to go truly hand in hand, but they're going to be helpful to one another. When you guys have your multiple, when you're working on your main spec and then you have your off spec, before you start working on your off spec, come over here to the planner, start testing some specs here, how you think it's going to work out with your skill points and your power points, how you want to manage everything. Then you can go and test it into your armories. You can test it just like that. Good thought, good thought. Go away. Why are you... Oh, even that's broken? Dang. I have everything broken today. Darn. Reset. Alright. Well, I didn't want to say literally. I mean, well, you know, whatever. So, next up is... This is something that Benedictus added before he left the game, before he stopped. And this is your gear area. What can I say? I think everyone practically already knows exactly what this is. This is the area that you place your gear. Over here on the sides, you're going to have your... This, I'm not sure what exactly he was going with this in this area. Because these are, like when you highlight over fire, it's like standard and tank gear. I'm guessing this is like his version of armories. And that Benedictus is now technically a prophet because he saw this coming. He saw armories coming. So, I haven't looked into this in this section of coding just yet. I haven't. And so really, when the armories come out, I will probably start working in this section of coding a lot heavier. So you'll actually be able to have like your standard and your tank gear, or literally two different specs. But whatever power you put your points into, let's say we were in electric, and we put points into electric. Come over here to gear. Electric is going to be highlighted because that's the power that you're in. That's the power you've chosen. Let me get rid of that now. Boom. And then of course your weapons. This is your weapon trees that indicates that you have access to your weapons, to these certain weapons. Okay. This is where, before Benedictus left, and when the DCO source, when I was on that website, when that website was up and running, we had this coding, we were looking into partnering up with DCUO DB because they had all the stats, they had all the gear, and we wanted to incorporate a database with them to hopefully bring in like a search function to bring those items into this skill planner. Sadly, those talks didn't really pursue any further than saying hi to each other, as far as I know. So, for this planner right now, you say you go into your weapon, you're over here in your weapon, you click on the arrow. You type in, literally, this is all going to be handheld. You're going to have to do everything by hand. Exactly. Once we have a way in DCUO to data mine, the way on how Wowhead does for World of Warcraft, this will be a lot easier. It will be. But for the time being, you will add your weapon. You can add the weapon name if you want. You know, be that guy. You will add the power, health, might, precision, defense, toughness, vitalization, restoration, dominance. Add a lot of good stuff. Again, now this gear section... This gear section will be, it's usable. You can use it now. I can go in here and change the health. I have 50 health. Done. And I just set the stats and boom. I have 50 health now. I got 1 dominance because I'm a bad tank. Set stats. Boom. There. You just have to remove stats and then set stats again. So you hit remove to clear the box down here. Do any changes in here. Then you hit set stats and it's going to show up down there. So you have to add all this stuff in manually. These weapons, this gear section is usable right now. Exactly. This is where the mainframe mods, and the utility belt. Technically, the utility belt is probably the same thing because you don't really get stats from the actual trinkets in the utility belt. So you can just really come here to the trinket slot and I'll probably rename it trinket/utility belt or something. You can set your stats in there. The mods will be added. That will be an area I will look into how I'm gonna work it. Yeah. How I'm gonna try and get the mods in here. It's probably just move because everything's in a grid formation, I'm just going to probably move this section of the grid where everything, just move it up so I can add a mod section for different mods. So it'll be, I didn't do the gear section. I haven't even touched this side of the coding because my main objective was to update the movement, power, and the weapons up to code to where the game is. Now that those are done, and during the testing phase for everything, I can go ahead and start working on the gear section. This gear section is usable again. It is usable. But it will, for your mods for right now, add it with, like, you have a blue slot for dominance. For your dominance stat in the gear, say it's 50, dominance is +7, just add the 7 to that dominance. Just add it to that stat for right now. Yeah, I mean, this gear is, yeah, this gear is better than no gear. The mods are something I will be looking into. I do have a passion, I do have a need to really put that in there. I didn't get in here all but for right now. It's going to be something down the road. I will try and get it done by this year. How about that? This year, you'll have mainframe mobs. All right? You'll have that. So, any questions so far about the gear section here? Anything besides the mainframe mods that you want to see in here? Specifically for the weapons, the weapon mods, like in the mainframe mods, those, I'm not sure how I'll do that. I am not a programmer by heart. I am not. Again, I stopped programming back and like it's on the list. That's right. I will definitely have I can definitely have the mainframe stuff in by the end of the year. And that gives me enough time. 15% weapon crit damage for melee weapons. I'll have to look at the mainframe mods, especially like for the weapon. I'll look at the ones that actually give stats and figure out where exactly that stat goes to. Because like the weapon crit damage that you for melee weapons, it's, I mean, does that fall into critical attack damage or? Wow, just thinking about those mainframe mobs, I might actually have to add a whole nother section to stats. I'm not really sure how I even do that. 2 weeks is always the answer. Nah, not here. I don't even try to do that. But anything else that you guys want to see added to the mods? I already have noted here for the home turf mods, for the mainframe mods. I will look into that because it will be something difficult because some of them don't really give stats per se. Add a drop-down option with all the types of mainframe mods. I will look into that. Drop-down. Yeah. Yeah, for the i.e. for the weapons, yeah. Drop down for mainframe mods. Okay. Okay, I can look into that. That sounds fun now. Vehicles. Yeah. Again, the gear section is going to be the next area I look into. It is one of the ones that I think people are going to really use a lot because they want to see where your stats are and how they increase. So that will definitely work out very well. There was rattling in my brain about adding like the tier gear. Add a section on the side somewhere about if you're wearing full tier 4, or I would say full tier 1. Wearing full tier 1, what will your stats be? Boom. Add that section on the side and do that for every single tier. Wouldn't really matter. Pretty much, I mean, I was sectioning it off to tank, roller, tank, controller, healer, DPS, and all that stuff. But adding that section in, that will be pretty good. Yeah, the tier gear was that was something that was rattling in my brain. It wouldn't really be that hard. It'll be time consuming. Be time consuming. Be just looking at the game and then writing everything down. There is 4 sets of each gear, so I mean there definitely is that. But I mean something like that can easily. Yeah, I mean 6 sets for tier 5. Yeah, God. So now also goes into aspects of into areas of interest as well, because you also have to consider the Norseman gear. I would have to grab the stats for the Norseman gear, and God forbid I don't even have access to half of it. There's some I don't even have. I don't even have a complete set of Norseman gear. But the tier gear idea is still rattling. Yeah, exactly. The Norse and Runic gear. I would consider it if I had the stats on hand. Cough, cough. So, so it'll be easier just to really just like copy and paste or something. But the tier gear is something that I am looking into. How to present it for this that's the #1 concern I have in my mind. Tier gear. Let me make sure I write that down. I know I have it written down somewhere. I just don't know where. Okay. So, all right. So that's gear. That's the gear area. That will be I'll be worked on, and the first thing I will make sure to do is to get it updated for the home turf stuff. I'll get that updated for it. Like I said, the gear section, as of right now, as a whole, perfectly usable, perfectly fine. Mainframe stuff, to have a separate allocation, separate area for that, that'll be coming in. That'll be coming down the line. Silver and Buren, I will. Silver, you're here like always, so you know I'll be talking to you. But yeah, you guys and everybody, you guys have been giving some great stuff. There really is no database, especially for the items. There's if once there's a way to update, or once we have somehow a way of accessing data mining, how Wildhead does, I will be able to create a database, which would be easy, or even grab like DCODB. DCODB was very handy, and just like Wikipedia, it required player feedback. It required the player to go onto their website, submit the item, submit the stats and everything. You have to hand code it in, and then they would produce it. The same way pretty much as being here. Once there's a way to data mine the game, where we create a database where it's like, we already know where this item drops, this item has this amount of stats, it's easy to auto-populate everything. That's pretty much essentially what I'm going to be doing with the tier gear sets, is I create a database for this, for the stats, and then they auto-populate themselves. Let's see. A character portrait field. Yes, Silver, you'll be talked to then. A character portrait field, if you want your character like in here in this like middle section here. Is that what you want? Batson? In case you don't hear this rattling from my pen, I'm writing this down. I'm writing that down. Character portrait. I mean, hell, why not personalize your skill planner, right? Why not? character profile in gear section. I can do that. That'll work. Yeah, I will look at an option to where you can upload. Yeah, just center it somewhere. I will definitely look into that. I mean, you guys should be able to screenshot of your character and done. Yeah, I like it. That'll work. Like I talked about earlier with the forum export button. I'm writing it down. The forum export button I will look into, but basically the forum export button will show you all your stats down here. What it used to do would be what you have your stats in. You can, I think it'll pretty much show all your stats and your power and your main and your weapon. I sound like a dev now. It's like I'm writing it down. That's what Lock and Spore were doing all SW Live. I'm writing it down. Writing it down. Okay, I'll get to it. So, last but not least, I want to talk about the links section all the way at the back, or all the way at the end. I'm really changing only a few things. The link for the DCUO main website will still be there. The link to the DCU Universe Online wiki page will be there. The source is no longer around. I do miss my home, so I'll be getting rid of that. The forums, the database, and of course MMORPG Life. Right now, since I have the community here, are there any web pages, any fan sites out there that I should try and post in here? The source, we weren't getting traffic. We weren't really getting the traffic that we would have liked for the source page, and sadly we couldn't really keep coming up with the funds to keep it going, so we had to pretty much close her down. I think really the source cast that I'm part of, we are really need to add those. The Twitch page and YouTube channels, that's right. Let's add those right now. Links section. DCO Twitch and YouTube. DCO Book, I can go with them. I like those guys. They have been doing a fantastic job. I have no problem with that whatsoever. And SOE supported fan creation, something or other. Not really sure. Well, that's right. Before this came out, we were social media wasn't at the point that it is now. So yeah, we need to go ahead and add the Twitter and the Facebook links. Okay. DCU Hall of Shame. I wish. Because I'm not, and I can literally say this, because I'm not really egotistical, because my ego in me told me to put it. It's like, Trex, put your link for your YouTube channel in there. I'm like, no, ego, stop it. Everyone downloading this is already going to be going to my webpage, and my webpage has links to my YouTube channel, so it's kind of redundant if I put it in the program. That'd be stupid of me. So, no. My name will be down there at the bottom. So, I can at least enjoy that, right? Yeah. So, okay. DCO Twitch and YouTube, the DCO Book, and then, of course, DCO's Twitter and Facebook. Any other links I need to put in here from other fan sites that you guys can really think of? If as you guys are thinking about that as well, I'm open to any questions or anything you guys have. Advertisement cover on the front page. Oh my God! Oh, Batson, do not tell. No one tells Super Patriot I forgot Kingdom Come. No one told you. Embed my Twitch stream. Huh. I'm writing that down. I'm writing that. Embed Twitch stream. I like that. That would be God. I am okay. I would have to probably talk to Silver or someone, Silver or Buy to talk about like how I would do that. But yeah, embed, Kingdom Come. Yeah, no one tells Super Patriot I forgot that. I don't even think he's in here, so it should be good. Vul, it's okay that you got here late. It's okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be posting this on YouTube. As soon as this is done, it's gonna be uploading to YouTube, and of course the replay is gonna be here on Twitch as well. So you can just watch the replay here or on YouTube, which I recommend on YouTube because it's YouTube. I get paid there. Okay, Kingdom Come website needs to be on there. Definitely. Can't believe I forgot that. Alright, so any other questions or anything you guys... any questions you have on the skill planner or anything in general, really, that I can try and answer? This little arrow here is your home button, so you can go back to the main splash. You're right. The main splash, I'll probably post a link to my YouTube channel or something. I should probably post it to give Super Patriots in here as well, because Super Patriots has definitely been very helpful on getting me information, because I couldn't be on game. He's on game all the time, so it'd be good. Oh, Vol, thank you very much for the kind words. I do appreciate it. I can tell you right now, I know it's been slow ever since I got done with all my, honestly, with my my Sons of Trigon coverage. I still have a couple of other videos. I have one more video that I have on the slate that I have to post. I just haven't released it yet because I keep forgetting. But I've been working on this planner, and I've also been doing a couple of other side stuff as well. That's the reason why you don't really see new videos on the channel right now. I'm trying to find some time to get that done, but you know, new TV shows, it's kind of hard. Yeah, I've been I mean, I knew a little bit of coding from high school. I wanted to get this back. This skill planner was one of the things I loved, especially with playing this game, was the skill planner. And I wanted for it to come back. I wanted it updated, and I'm really happy I got the opportunity to do this. I'm also happy I got the opportunity to code again. So now I have something I can put on my resume. Yeah, I can read code. I can't write it. I can copy. Yeah, let's copy. Let's copy all the way. Chocolate milk come from? Chocolate milk comes from chocolate cows. That's right, bye. That's right. The capture software, for this stream right now, I'm actually using XSplit. I'm just using the screen region right now. But I use DxTory for all my video game captures. Thank you, Batson. Thank you very much. I'm completely ecstatic that I'm really happy that the planner is where it is right now. I never really thought that me starting it 3 months ago, I'll be able to get to where I am now. I really want to thank my partner Chris as well. He's done a lot of legwork to get me to where I am now for this thing, and we're very excited to get this done. We're very excited to get the mobile app, to start the mobile version as well. Again, no time frame on that, but we are really excited. So, DLC 9. I want my red lanterns. That's all. I want more red. I want more red. I just want more red. That's all I want. Just more red lanterns. Saint Walker. That's great. Hope. That's great. More Atrocitus in my face. I want an Atrocitus legend character. Atrocitus legend character would be fantastic in my opinion. That would be great. I'm writing it all down. That's right. Just got a nice big thing of notes. I'm actually, you can't see it, but I'm actually I'm gonna Instagram my picture right now of my notes. Posting it right now. Well, I'm taking a picture because that's what I do now. I'm on Instagram. It's kind of my thing. Notes. As soon as it focuses. Yep. Everybody, please be sure to make fun of my handwriting as well. Poor options for C#. Really? Okay. I'll take a look at that, because I mean, I haven't. This Visual Basics, again, I worked on 2003. The Visual Basics then is a hell of a lot better. It's better now than what it was back in the day, so it's like kind of weird. My favorite lantern is Atrocitus. I am a Red Lantern fan all the way. I got my Red Lantern ring sitting right beside me with my other color aspects, but I am all the way. As long as there's like a couple of options, even if I have to pay for it, I'll pay for it. If it's something easy and not time consuming, I'll definitely pay for something if it's not time consuming. As long as funds allow me. But yeah, I mean, I'll definitely look into that. Thanks, man. Whew. I'll get that picture posted. But all right, I got 30 minutes that my show starts. Or at least the premiere. I think it starts at 8. I need to make sure it starts at 8, because if it's at 9, I'll be really happy. I'll be even happier, because that gives me enough time to get to my buddy's place, because we're going to be watching it at his place. Doing like this big Nerds of the Apocalypse premiere. Because we're lame like that, and we love it. So, one last round of questions before I go. Anyone have any? Don't be shy. I'll talk to everybody and anybody. Yep. My favorite Legends character right now is Lex Luthor. Definitely Lex Luthor. I love playing with Lex. I don't know why. I just do. Well, once again, I want to thank everyone. Thank you all so much for coming onto the stream, for giving me your feedback and some excellent thoughts that I'm going to be... I have them all written down. I even got photographic evidence now. Daylight savings time? Hell, I don't even know. I don't know. I can no. If I had a choice, if Arizona wasn't so hot, I would live in Arizona, so I don't have to worry about daylight savings time. But I'm very. You guys are very welcome. Now I was able to get. I'm really happy I'm able to get this back for you guys, because the DCO community, we are strong, and we are definitely going to do this. News of the Apocalypse will not be live. We might live tweet it. I think I might live tweet. I think that might be a thing, because I'm a tweeter now. But again, thank you all so much. The forums will be up. I will pretty much keep posting updates as it goes. There will be an official thread I'll start up once it's officially released. I'll start that thread, and I will keep it updated for every update that I do. And in any changes and all changes, there will be a change log on the website that you guys will be able to look at. I'm going to make it as professional as I can. Professional as I can. You can also definitely want to follow me on Twitter at ThisIsTrex, and on Facebook, facebook.com/Trexlight. I tweet all the time. I tweet whenever I'm working on the skill planner and I want to show you guys something. I will tweet it and post it on Facebook all the time. So be sure to follow me there if you guys want to stay a little bit more up to date when I'm not able to post anything onto the forums. But again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you all for watching on YouTube as well, because this is going to be posted there as well. Again, if you have any feedback or anything you guys want to get out there to me, you can find me at my email address, and it'll be in the description for the YouTube channel as well. It's trex@trexlight.com. Just email me whatever your title is. That's my personal, well, technically business, but that's the email address that I'm using. It's my official website, or official email address, I'm sorry. Official email. You can go there, email me. Don't spam me, but any suggestions you have you want to see for the source for the skill planner or anything, or post in the comment section below. So, all right, this is me signing off. I gotta get ready for Marvel's Shield, yay, Shield Night. Actually, it's almost Brooklyn. Is my Brooklyn 99 on as well? I don't think I'm gonna be happy. I think Brooklyn Nine-Nine's on at the same time. I'm going to have to choose what I love. Either comedy or nerd. And I think comedy might win. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Vids are coming. It takes a while to record, and I have to figure out what I'm going to actually record. I've already probably almost completed my list, or I'm still in the process of doing stuff. So, I'll see you guys next time. Be sure to come back onto the channel over here at twitch.tv/Trexlight this Friday, right after Friday Night Legends for the DCUO Sourcecast. Pursue Patreon and I will be talking a little bit more about the skill planner, just giving everybody a quick update. So, thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys next time, 8 o'clock ABC. Go watch your nerd stuff. Yeah!